Flannery O'Connor once said that no one has ever really lived who has not been well written about. As a storyteller, I write to preserve people. When we talk about restoring something, we bring it back to its first self. I hope today to restory my grandmother's life. This is a story about Lula May, my grandmother and the first Miss Johnson City. We called her Mama Lou. Most of these photos are her own, dated 1926. This is her story, told through our shared words and images. It was 1986, and I was home from college visiting my Mama Lou. She was in trouble, again. She hugged me tight. Heidi, Heidi, she said, how come my grandbaby doesn't come around more often? School keeping you busy? She stuck out one cheek. So what's this about a stop sign? I asked, kissing her hard on the cheek. She sucked her teeth, a habit when she disapproved of the topic, and waved her hands dismissively. Baby, I'm not worried about that, she said. You actually ran the stop sign over by the VA? Didn't you see it? I asked. This particular stop sign was more than triple the size of a regulation size. The intersection had become deadly as students moved into her small town to attend the new medical school. The large sign was a warning to motorists. Didn't you see it? I asked again. She gave me a look that older Southern women have mastered, a mix of disdain and mischief. Baby, of course I saw it. There was a kindred attention-grabbing sign on the road snaking through Sam's Gap. On one distinctive curve, a severe conch shell spiral, a yellow yield sign affixed to a busted guardrail says, slow, damn it. The word damn it is stenciled on in the same exacting manner as the word slow. The locals, knowing each bend of the road, do not go slow, damn it. Who was that sign supposed to be for? She asked. The sign was for newcomers, damn it. Mama Lou lived down the road from the extra large stop sign. I stopped, she said, but I didn't throw it out of gear and plumb sit there. She winked at me. Lately, her winks were dispirited, searching out agreement in a world that increasingly alienated her. Mama Lou's winks had evolved from flirty to resigned. Mama Lou, you need to get this taken care of, I said, or they'll take away your license. I helped her put on her coat. Baby, I've no intention of paying that ticket, she said, as she unlocked the passenger side door. On the drive to Rolf's Diner, I tried to talk some sense into her. I was just beginning my well-rehearsed dialogue when we were interrupted by a honk. The driver next to us rolled down his window and flipped us off. Well, how do to you too, mister, she said. Mama Lou, you just pulled into that man's lane. Well, I signal my intentions, baby. Just because you signal doesn't mean you can just cruise on over there. Crack the window, she said, and let me get some air. I cracked the window and sweet mountain air hurried in. I was there, she said. Where? When they put it in, the sign. I was visiting my mama, feeding the ducks. I watched them stuff it in the ground. We got a kick out of it. Silly thing. Who is that sign supposed to be for? I've been home from college 1 week, and I've been thinking about permanence. Mama Lou was embedded, never known another place. For me, home is like one of those puzzles that trick the eye. If you stare at it long enough, an image will emerge, but it's not the one you expect, even when you're told what to look for. At Rolf's Diner, Mama Lou, a diabetic, returned with a plate piled with bread pudding. You're not allowed to have that, I said, and took away her fork. I've had enough lecturing for one day for my own grandbaby, she said. You should go down to the police station, I said, tucking into her bread pudding. Take care of the ticket, then we don't have to worry about it, and I can eat my bread pudding in peace. She sucked her teeth. I thought of buying up that property once. We may own a piece of it. What property? The sign's property. The sign may be on our land. I'll have to look at my deeds. On a visit to a museum, I had seen an exhibit on tiaras. One tiara freckled with gems, was given to a grandmother on the proviso that she stop driving. Mama Lou was our town's first beauty queen. She owned the general store. She knew everyone and welcomed folks with a joyful "how do." 50 years after her tiara, she didn't know the officer who ticketed her. Her city had progressed from a mountain hamlet where the offense of running the giant stop sign would be fodder for church conversation to a community where traffic tickets were logged into efficient computers by strangers. We swerved into traffic. "It can't tell me what to do," she said. "I've been coming and going long before it has been stopping." Her logic was breathtaking. We drove past her mother's house, Mama Law's, past her pond, past the ducks. "Suppose they do take away your license," I asked. "How will you get to church or Rolf's? How will you care for Mama Law's? You'll be left smack dab in the middle of Main Street." We pulled to a rolling stop. "That ticketing officer," she said, "sassing me? I thought he was a Wilson kid, but it turned out I didn't know him. I didn't even know his family. Perhaps we will go visit him at the station." A surge of relief. "Oh, so you made up your mind." She winked at me, and her car stopped abruptly in the middle of the road. She turned a full circle and headed away from town. "You're going down the wrong road," I said. "Downtown is behind us." When she kept driving, I said, "You're heading in the wrong direction. You're going the wrong way." "Baby," she said, "I know what road I need to go down," as she drove onto the on-ramp that headed out of town, away from her ducks, away from her mother, away from her crown. "And so do you," she added.